Hello, everybody, and welcome back to, AfterThoughts, or at least a little thing I'm going to start doing when it comes to news stories and such. My name is Eric, and I'll be your host today on these strange topics from within the pandemic, I guess we can call it. So, there are a few stories that are released in the news nowadays, and I'm going to be focusing on one that has to do with a certain hobby that I thought was dead, but I didn't realize was having such a comeback in the latest years. So, a hobby I'm speaking about is Pokemon cards. And it looks like trading cards in general because now this pandemic has brought out some very strange behavior in people, and that's just to put it very, very nicely when it comes to what's going on with the people in the gasoline now and plastic bags. We'll talk about that later, but what we're focusing on now is behavior with trading cards. You would think, okay, what's so bad going on here? Well, in a Wisconsin in Target, it seems a man was assaulted for carrying out a couple boxes of trading cards. They didn't say what type of cards they were. They could have been sports cards, NBA, MLB, or Pokemon cards. We just use Pokemon because that's more of a catchy thing, I would think. Because supposedly they only stow very minimal of that, and there's a publisher that has seemingly changed, so they're trying to reprint cards and things, so it's a little lower in stock. It's a very strange situation, and I guess because it's the pandemic and people have money to burn, they're collecting things they wanted to collect, at least maybe from the child. I don't know. The guy with all the cards in his hand was 35 years old at the time. So the story goes, he's coming out of the Target and he has 4 boxes in his hands. And boxes are usually a set or a bunch of packs that he then probably goes home and opens, or maybe goes and sells on the internet, whatever people do with them, do that kind of thing. He proceeds to leave the store and is assaulted by 4 men from ages 23 to 35, it says here. Or is it 23 to 25? Yeah, 23 to 25. For some reason, they show up and they begin to beat on this dude, and they're trying to take the cards from him. And lo and behold, the man who is getting the beat down has a firearm. He has a pistol that he is carrying legally, and he goes for his gun. So they quickly part after smacking him around a pretty decent bit. And once the scrum ends, those 4 men are arrested, and supposedly there's a fifth also. But that person was not arrested. It's almost strange where it's like these guys are pretty much my age, 23 to 25, a little younger, but they're over here fighting for cards of all things. Because I know that as of right now, collectibles and things right now are at all-time highs because people aren't really leaving the house, and they're kind of just burning away time by maybe buying things they never really got into before. Because I know there was this... Pokemon cards have had a really strange uptake lately, where I've seen even friends of my own who I didn't think were into them like they were. Suddenly, there was the McDonald's Happy Meal that had Pokemon cards in them, and then I'd suddenly see people, they're happy that they can buy a couple cards, or get a couple cards in their Happy Meals, I guess. According to this article here on The Verge, supposedly in Japan, there was a guy who rappelled down a rope just for a bunch of boxes of cards. It's like, are we really getting that extreme now? We're getting spy gear and stuff to like slide in and to collect equipment. It's strange. What the hell is going on out there? But then again, I am under the assumption now we're just living in Idiocracy, the movie, and I don't know if we're gonna get any better. It's seemingly getting more and more weird as we continue on here. But yeah, that they tried to beat his ass for trading cards. So the fallout from this is Target is now going to downgrade their supply. I guess Magic the Gathering and Yu-Gi-Oh are fine because they do carry those cards too. But there's a specific sign that the Targets are putting saying MLB and NBA and Pokemon cards, and I think NHL too. Those are the those are the targeted ones that they're saying no, they're gonna have low stock on, and they probably will not be carrying them because one of the representatives is saying that Target is or has been having issues getting their hands on cards just because they're not a card store or a big box store, at least they put it. So their business doesn't revolve around that, so they're not ordering a lot like some other people are, but they're getting shafted, and now they're like, screw it, we don't even want to even have the inkling of danger, so we're just gonna not carry, period, and we're just gonna let it go like that. Crazy stuff. So speaking of tales from the pandemic, now we are, God, what are we doing over here? We're over here with people in plastic bags and gasoline. Yeah, I'm pausing for a second because I'm pulling something up, but I'm also trying to realize what in the hell people are doing. So, because of the gasoline short in the southeast, so there are people that are currently filling plastic bags with gasoline and putting it in their car. Oh, why? Why? What are we doing here, folks? Please tell me why. I, I don't understand people at all. And that is, I've been seeing more photos lately on Facebook because I belong to these like meme pages, and there are people also filling up totes. So totes usually put items in. They're filling totes up. Some people bringing barrels. I mean that's fine, I guess, but supposedly you're supposed to have the diamond on the side, meaning there's an explosive inside the barrel. But there are people that are currently losing their minds because there is a potential gas shortage. Um, but once I saw people filling plastic bags with gasoline, we're like, really? We got people beating the crap out of each other for Pokemon cards, and now we got people that are currently filling up gas station plastic bags with freaking gasoline. Oh, why? And then we actually have to have people tell people to not do that. What are we doing, folks? What are we doing? I I'm at a loss. I really am. Again, we're an idiocracy, and if The Rock wins president of the United States in these coming years, if he's really serious about running, we are quite literally in idiocracy. We even have like a 5-time, 6-time champion who's gonna be our president. Oh my God, I can't even dream of that. But yeah, that's tales from the pandemic, or at least the two that I ran into. I really why why is the U.S. Consumer Product Safety Commission? They literally wrote on Twitter, "Do not fill plastic bags with gasoline." You people should know better than that. You idiots. You freaking idiots. I swear. Whenever there's a fear of a shortage or something crazy, it's when the pandemic began, it was toilet paper. People were fearing a shortage of toilet paper, and suddenly there became one. Really hard to find everywhere. And then we get to now, where a year and a couple months after this whole thing began, and now we're fighting over gasoline because now gasoline's beginning to rise. California is at like $4, I believe. And of course, if you're in like San Francisco, it's way higher because San Francisco is insane when it comes to pricing. I don't understand how people live there, or at least people who work at like McDonald's. But that's mankind for you, as India is currently skyrocketing in various reasons why their virus is the most probably crazy. We're over here filling plastic bags with gasoline, and I really don't know where to go from there from that. But I will say this though, folks: if you do like listening to me and this nice little new format thing I'm currently trying out, if you would like to subscribe and maybe hit that notification bell to listen on for some more, drop me some comments on how you think this is, if it's how it sounds and all that. I would very much like that, and I would like to do more of these. Of maybe not tales from the pandemic. I feel like the Twilight Zone, at least in that thing. Then again, we are in a bit of a Twilight Zone episode if you really think about it. But I'm looking to do more little news stories like this where I just comment over it. I will drop in the articles I was reading if people want to check them out for information purposes and all that. I don't know about reading the articles out loud. Certainly, I just kind of did a quick brush over what they were. If that's a little easier to digest, if just because I want to kind of just get right to the nitty gritty of it, but I'll make changes to my various little things. I'm still working on it after all. But if you did like this and everything sounds good to you, why not throw a like? Why not subscribe? And I'll see you guys in the next Afterthoughts. Have a nice day.